so glad you could join me today. Today we're gonna be doing a nice little interesting painting. I thought we could do like something in the woods, something like where you're walking into the woods. Something maybe a bit different. Let me run the colors across the screen that you'll need to paint along with me. They'll be right around here. And while they're doing that, let me tell you what I got done. I have a 16 by 20 inch canvas, pre-stretched, double primed, and I added a thin layer of gesso. On top of the gesso, I added a layer of linseed oil. The linseed oil just helps me blend the colors rather than having to go back and forth, back and forth. Rather than that, I haven't touched it, and we could get started. So I said, I want to do something involving maybe a bridge or something. I don't know. So let's go into some phthalo blue with our 2-inch brush, and maybe a little bit of titanium white. Phthalo blue, titanium white. Just let's come up here, and with the black canvas, it'll allow me to pop out the colors more. I want the colors to be kind of dark and bright. I want that bright spot, maybe like right over here. Usually we don't put a bright spot. Usually we just put a nice simple sky and that's it. And I thought today we can do that. We can do just that. So just going in crisscross or X's. That's what I got on my history test. Teacher just passed by my homework and she just does pure X's. I'm not the best at history, but I still try my best. Even though at times I'm a little confused why people did what they did. But we'll learn. Eventually we'll learn. But you see how it looks much darker than a regular painting? So what we can do is add some phthalo blue here. It's hard to see. And I'm gonna go into some titanium white. I'm gonna pick out that spot, but sort of bringing it back to life a bit. I need some blue in here. I want it dark, but I don't want it where it looks nighttime. Let me go into a bit more phthalo blue. And just right here, some white. Pick out your bright area. And I'm gonna work here. I think our brightest area would be around here. So I'm just tapping what seems probably will be some sun rays. And I just want to blend it out where it's not too distracting, but you could still see it. And sort of blend out everything. Who knows? Maybe it's a nighttime scene after all. Maybe it's not a daytime scene. Okay, let's grab a 1-inch brush. We're gonna take it through mountain mixture, a little bit of cadmium yellow, let's come up here and just tap it. I want that small indication of distant trees. Now this painting is gonna be very dark, at least in my imagination. Maybe after all it is nighttime. Who knows? If the artist doesn't even know, no one else would know. And I don't really know. So I guess no one will know. Now, let's go ahead. Let me repeat the same thing for the other side. Maybe starts up again here. Just tap it. Just like so. Pull up. And you can tap the bottom down. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back into that blue. Little bit of phthalo blue. Little bit of white. And where am I gonna want my water to be? Maybe I want my water right there. Just back and forth. Okay. Again, I'm gonna go through some white and just a little bit of phthalo blue. And just pull across. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Maybe it's more blue after all. You can change it. You don't have to commit. There's no committing with this style of painting. With traditional painting and other types of methods, you might have to commit. But here, you can put something and change it later. Doesn't matter. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to some of that white. I think there's some of that light shining. But if there's some of that light shining, I need a little highlight for my trees. Just the slight, like a slight highlight. Something to indicate, yeah, the light's hitting it. Maybe a bit there. Okay. Now, gently, you can sort of just pull it. And here, you can pull upward. Maybe it's behind, who knows. Now, I am going to, you know what, I'm going to use a 1-inch. What the heck. Let's go in here, let's put in some grass. And since there's linseed oil, it allows me to slide the paint on. I don't struggle too much. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same thing for the other side. Something like so. Shoot. Just scrub it on. It doesn't matter. You could use a roller. As long as it gets the paint on. It gets the paint on. And as you can see, we have our colors there. Now, I'm going to grab a 2-inch brush. I'm going to cadmium yellow. Tap both sides of the bristles. Maybe even a touch of mountain mixture just to turn it a bit green. something like so. The main focus is gonna be like a bridge and maybe a couple of trees. I don't care much about the land or the distant trees. They're just there sort of to be there. Now, I've been checking YouTube analytic or the data of what of YouTube and my videos and everything. And I've been realizing around 80% of you that are watching are not subscribed. So please, if you can, it doesn't cost you anything and it helps YouTube push my videos out. It helps me be able to help more people. So subscribe and share this video. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps me out. I would really appreciate it if you guys can do that. Look at that. Brings another layer of land. Just load up your brush and fire away. Now, let me go ahead. Dark sienna mountain mixture. I'll darken up my brown a bit. And let's come up here. And I just want an indication of maybe some dirt just to support the grass. Okay? No rush with this. And I'm mostly just using one side of the palette knife. Either this side or this side depending. For this side it was the left side and this one the right side. But do it to where you feel it comfortable. Where you think I could do this for hours. Dark sienna. Some white. Cut a roll of paint. Gentle, gentle, gentle. It'll pick up what it wants. Just like so. And it gives you so many different colors just by not over mixing. Oh, I picked up some cadmium yellow by accident. But it doesn't mess us up because it could be part of the grass and no one knows. We learn to work with what we have. People always tend to freak out when something like that were to happen to one of their paintings. But they don't realize they can work with it. Look. Just tap it out and problem solved. Either way, I go back and forth, just changing the tones so the dirt isn't completely a straight line. Maybe like so. Maybe the grass is getting crazy there. Maybe some yellow ochre. Oh, ooh, gentle, gentle. Maybe over here, just a touch. And you see, it gives it somewhat of a character, a different feel to it. You can change things as you go. No commitment. Now, I want to show you something cool which will make the water stand out more. Get some titanium white and a little touch of phthalo blue. You want a nice baby blue. Doesn't matter how strong the blue is or how light it is. I want it somewhere in between. Oh, I like it there. Cut a roll and come over here and just tap. Look like little streams, like that stream that's coming out. And you can always add more dark and more light. Just tap and continue on with the rest. And I think I'll suit it since we're gonna put a bridge. So I want the water to stand out a bit, just a bit. Shoot, just like that. Your water pops out just a bit more. I prefer this at times, but it really just depends. And if you want it, you can go into some white. Maybe a shine of light just touches some of them. Just a touch of light. Okay. And now we can put in a little bridge. Maybe a bridge where the old man crosses there. So I'm gonna go into, let's see what colors I got. I'm running out of mountain mixture. So I'm gonna go dark sienna and scrape off the very little amount of mountain mixture. Not much. It stayed mostly at the sienna part. Let's come up here, touch, and slide. I like to slide it towards me, but you could slide it against you, which is the other way. Okay? And then let's put in what seems to be some legs and handles. You need somewhere you can grab on. Now you would fall through, and what's the point of the bridge? You're just gonna slip and get all wet. There's no point. You need a little, almost like a fence. Also, so the kids don't jump out unless they want to and come out on the edge and jump in, but they won't slip through. You gotta make up these stories. These stories will help you kind of imagine stuff. When you're painting a cloud, think like a cloud. How fluffy it is, how soft. It's weird, but for some reason it works. Little bar in the center, just like so. Now, I'm gonna go into some white and dark sienna. Cut a roll, and maybe the old wood that just lives there. And let's just go ahead. These planks need their little fair share of highlights too. Can't have them left out. I want more dark sienna in there. Ooh. Maybe down here just a bit. Don't want to overdo it though. And maybe right around here. And now you can come back into your blue and white, and just tap over it. Kind of clean off the edges. And then if you wanted to, you can go into your brush and just clear off what you want to clear off. Cadmium yellow. Ooh. Cadmium yellow and yellow ochre mix pretty nicely. It's all crazy right now. Now, let's put in some trees that live far out and just have fun there, you know? Maybe some good old trees. But for that, I'm gonna refill my palette up with some mountain mixture. I'm out of the frame for now. So just give me 1 second. But you can use midnight black, ivory black. Or you could try to mix up a dark color. But right now, I don't even have dark colors to mix up almost a black. So I just got myself some mountain mixture on my palette. Let's come up here with the number 3 fan brush. Loading up my brush. Let's decide where our tree lives. Shoot. And then maybe there lives another one right there. Trees have to have friends. They get lonely too. Maybe like so. Maybe just for good measures. There we go. I think we could leave it at that. We'll get back to those. But maybe they grew some on the other side. Maybe this one, when I was growing, a bear came along and sat on it, and it has a little lean towards it. And maybe this one's growing up to be nice and strong. Maybe this one just had a good life. It's getting close to its retirement. Here, maybe a nice baby tree. Shoot. Big old tree. Goes out of the frame. And just like so. can kind of clean off the base of the tree. Okay, now let's go ahead, dark sienna, touch a few little highlights that just live up on those trees. It's a nice, pretty dark painting. This would contrast great in a nice bright room. The brightest room you have, this painting will suit it. Maybe over here, highlights it on this side. All you gotta do is tap with the palette knife. Load up your palette knife and just tap it. Just like so. Just to sort of bring it out a bit. I'm gonna go a bit overboard in time. I'm going to that dark sienna mountain mixture. Now that I have that, make a nice dark brown and sort of just tap it on for texture. Just tap it. Don't overthink it and start being there for an hour on one. Gotta just tap, let loose, and move on to the next one. Okay. Boom. Just in there. This is a fun little way to paint in trees. Now, I want closer trees, and I think we can end it around there. So let's put up a tree right around there. But this tree is gonna be a bit different than the others. This tree has some leaves. It's gonna be an evergreen tree that's going maybe a bit bald. Maybe it's getting old like these fellow trees. And it's just showing its tree trunk. And it's living a good life. But all you gotta do is push the bristles up. Now do it. Just so lightly. I don't want to put it too bright, because then I feel like it kills everything. These trees are meant to be pretty dark. Dark sienna white. I just touch a bit here and there. just where it's a bit naked and you probably would see the tree trunk sticking out. That's where I'm painting in. And maybe that tree needs a friend that grew up with him and is getting old with him too. Somewhere around there. Maybe it covers the entrance, at least from our point of view. This tree is getting old too. It's just there hanging on because of its friend. Its friend gives him motivation to stick through with it. 30 minutes already. Damn. Just tap it. But this is why I didn't want too much detail in the back. Because I didn't want it to call too much attention in the back. And then we would lose the attention in the front. You just gotta plan it right and it'll work for you. Maybe one of their friends, they grew up on this side. Maybe this tree is the father of the other trees. Or maybe it's the son because it hasn't bald. It's not bald yet. But if these are small, then maybe these are different trees. I don't know. When you make up your stories, sometimes you get confused in them. And it's okay. Cadmium yellow. A little bit of mountain mixture. Just a little bit. Just pop in those quick little highlights. And tap in a few little things that live right up. Look, right here, it would benefit the brown and mountain mixture. Okay. Before I leave you guys, I saw a comment that said they want to make to see mostly everything. And I was planning to put a rock. I don't want you guys feeling that I'm hiding stuff from you. I read each and everyone's comments. So if you leave a comment, chances are I'll respond back to you. There's a new feature on YouTube where it'll translate it and I could understand it in my language if it's in a different language. So feel free to drop a comment. Tell me how you're doing, where you're from. I'd love to read your comment. Well, I think that wraps it up for today. That was a nice little interesting painting. I told you. Nice little forest scene. And now that I think about it, I could have put a cabin. That would have looked nice for the bridge. But I'm going to leave it at that. I'd like to thank you guys for joining me today. And I'll see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.